I don't have my my microphone on me. I don't know how many of y'all are actually going to end up making it to the live tonight. It is a beautiful Wednesday though. Um, and I wish I had my microphone on me honestly, because then I could work over here on the car. But at the same time, I could actually show you guys more so of what I'm doing. Let me just leave you guys right here. Let me go grab a cinder block real quick. And if for whatever reason I'm not talking, you guys know I normally do streams. If you guys can't hear me, it's just because of the microphone this time. But as you can see, we do have some valve covers, and the valve covers look pretty freaking sick. And even if I were to go grab my microphone, I don't really have any battery life left on it, so probably won't do the best job. There we go. So all these are tightened, and I can go ahead and plug them up. It's always a bit of a challenge making sure I get these in the right plug-in order. And I need to plug up the O2 sensor. So that's good to go. I did the wiring on that. Let me see if we got anybody in the chat. No, it's not a Honda, my boy. It's a Nissan. I swear, I think Honda, which is the same as Acura, basically, and Nissan has some of the best JDM cars. From Toyota, really the only JDM car that I can think about that was pretty good is the Supra. The new Supra is basically a BMW. And I can't think of any other Toyota cars. I mean, they had the Celica, I think. I think the Celica was a Toyota. I'm sure they had some other cars that I'm not thinking of right now. You guys let me know down in the comment section, who do you think has the best JDM cars? Toyota, Nissan, Honda. What do you guys think? Who has the best JDM? Me personally, I think I'm going with Nissan, but I could be all by myself in that sort of decision. So you guys let me know y'all's opinion. And I'm telling y'all, being out here in the country, where it's like literally gnats 24/7. I know that it's a little dim out as far as daylight goes. Hopefully the quality isn't horrible. I didn't know anyone did Nissan stuff. Looks like an intake I've seen on the J series. Don't forget, oh, Mitsubishi does have some decent ones with the Evo and the there's one more Mitsubishi. I'm sure you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, but I just can't think of the name of it right now. But yeah, this build is completely custom, buddy. So this intake, like you said, it looks like something that you've seen on another car. It is just a Holley high ram intake, but it has been adapted to fit this platform. I'm just hoping that I don't have any issues, because what I'm doing right now, I've talked to a lot of different people. Anybody from, Z1 Motorsports. I've talked to people at Concept Z. I've talked to people at Nisformance. I've even talked to people at Jim Wolf Technology. And what I'm doing right now is kind of like legitimately a one-off situation. So, and I'm doing it on a, which is the insane thing. So I'm really just hoping that it goes smooth like I want it to, and that I don't have major issues. Because I promise you guys, I'm not made of money. I'm not made of time either. So any issues that we may have, oh buddy, it might be a while before y'all see this car back on the channel. But hopefully that's not the case. Right now I'm just installing some ignition coils. We do have some MSD ignition coils that we are running. We also have some Nissan GTR spark plugs that we're running. And these beautiful valve covers. I can't get over these valve covers. How much horsepower you got in this? Last time I got it dynoed. Hello from Russia. I'm from the United States, my boy. Good old North Carolina. It's nice to have you up here from Russia, man. I hope you're doing well. How much horsepower? When I got it dynoed the last time, granted, guys, this what you see right here is a completely revamped build from like a few months ago. A few months ago, I had just some regular heads. I had some small streetable cams. I had some eBay headers and eBay exhaust. And I had just the regular stock intake manifold. With this setup, we do have upgraded ported heads that flow a hell of a lot better than my other heads. We also have an upgraded set of cams and valve springs. And when I say upgraded set, I mean to the point where I literally had to cut some material out of the cylinder head and also do a little bit of manipulation to the actual valve cover for them to fit. So we got some big cams in this thing. And then I did fabricate my own headers. I'll let you guys see. Don't pick on my my welding, man. Hold on. I don't understand 90% of my words. It's all good, my boy. We still happy to have you up here, man, even if you don't understand. Guys, don't pick on my welding. I did have to just fabricate these just straight from scratch. Just basically taking a random, I say random, but a general template of the eBay headers as well as the stock headers and fabricate my own headers, because with this being a Maxima, let me get you guys set back up. With this being a Maxima, there is some aftermarket, you know, support for this platform, but it's not a whole lot of support. So I kind of had to fabricate my own stuff as far as the exhaust. Not only did I fabricate the headers, but I also fabricated the cat all the way back to the rear. Like if I take you guys around the rear of the car, this is sort of like what everybody loves. Take you guys around the rear of the car. This is what the exhaust looks like around the rear. Hopefully the quality is good enough for the video. We are out here in the country, as you guys can see, so the cell service isn't the best. But this is what the exhaust looks like in the rear. It comes out from underneath the bump, the bottom of the car, wraps around this rear crash bar, and comes out the middle of the bumper, sort of like a Lamborghini SVJ or Performante style. The only reason there's not a bumper up there right now is because I am still doing a little bit of mock-up with the bumper, as well as making sure that everything's good with the exhaust. It's just a Maxima, my boy. What did he say? Carp, buy it. It's just a Maxima that we've done a lot of work to. We do have a fully custom 4-liter stroker engine in it, as well as we do have coilovers. You guys can see we do have some K-Sport coilovers right here. I decided to go with K-Sport instead of BC, just because I didn't want to spend the extra, I believe it's like an extra $300 or $400 just to have that BC name. I just wasn't gonna do that, guys. I just refused to do that. BC coilovers are cool and all. I'm not gonna do that at all. Maybe one of these days we'll go to BC, but the K-Sport has been working absolute wonders for me. So I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's straighten up the wheel. And I'm I'm about to go ahead and put the car back down. That way I can work on it a little bit easier. I need to make sure I do have some wood underneath the wheels because the car is lowered. The wind almost knocked y'all over, man. But I got you. I got you. I ain't gonna let you go nowhere, at least not on purpose. Yeah, the car is lowered, so we do have to put some wood underneath it in order to get this jack in and out. Hopefully it'll slide out no problem. There we go. Now, a few things left that I got to do on this. Basically, just a few small stuff. Since I did go with this completely new custom intake manifold, we're going to have to try to run some vacuum lines to it. I'm just not entirely sure how I'm going to run them. As far as, I know where I want to run them to, I'm just not entirely sure how yet. So I'm trying to figure that whole situation out, as well as plug in everything that I can. We do have the injectors in already. We do have the cam timing sensor in, as well as the ignition coil for the front are plugged in. I guess I can go ahead and plug in the rear as well. Let's try to get that plugged in real quick. We got one. We got, let's see. We got two right here. And we got three. All right, so the rear ignition coils are plugged in, as well as the cam position sensor. Let's see what else we got. The O2 sensor is plugged in. We do need to plug in this sensor right here as well, but I want to get a vacuum line ran to it first. I did go buy one from O'Reilly's. Let me go grab that. Yeah, it's a Holley intake, my boy. Literally everything on the car right now just about is custom. So if you guys want to know like just about everything that's gone through it, just leave a comment and I'll go through literally everything. I've been documenting all of it on my channel. If you go check out some of the videos, you might actually find it pretty interesting. I went through the entire build. I went through the 6-speed manual swap. I'm going through this whole basically rev up, or not rev up, but sort of HR head swap. I'm going through all that on the channel, but if you guys want to know generally exactly what has been done to this as far as everything that's custom on it, just let me know down in the chat and I'll let you guys know. And I'll go over it like throughout the live, but hold on. Oh. My bad, guys. You fell down, man. The wind knocked you down. I got y'all though. I probably need to widen my base a little bit on this this tripod. Give me 1 second. Let me just widen y'all up a little bit, man, so that the wind don't take you down every time. I know it's a little shaky. I am doing all this. I do just about all this stuff on my phone, guys. So it's a lot of work for the most part. But just so we can go over everything, this started out life. Basically, it's just a stock Maxima. I'm not gonna throw up any pictures or nothing. Of course, I can't do that on live. But it was just a stock Maxima, and it was what my parents could get me at the time. I now have a Camaro, as well as a 1000cc bike that you guys might be able to see right there. There's my dad's Corvette. And so when they got me this, originally I didn't have the Camaro, I didn't have the bike. So my mindset was, my dad had let me drive his Corvette for a long time, and I wanted to sort of make it so that the Maxima, which was my car at the time and still is, would basically be as fast as the Corvette. So I started looking up what type of stuff you could do to it. And the first few mods that I did was just simply an exhaust and an intake. That was basically about it. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money. Didn't want to do nothing completely outrageous because of, not only did I not have the money, but I also didn't have really the ability to either. But after a while, I started doing more and more to it. I ended up getting some rims. I ended up getting some coilovers. And then I think the next major mod that I did was I swapped over the intake manifold, not to this, but to just an upgraded stock one of another car. It's in the garage up there on that shelf. I'm not gonna go in there and show y'all, but and now it's just completely haywire. So I ended up doing a full stroker kit on it. Instead of 3.5 liters, it's now 4.1 liters. It's not an Ultima, my boy, it's a Maxima. Ended up doing a full stroker kit on it. It's 4.1 liters now. But I still had stock heads and I had some Tomei streetable cams. They weren't over the top cams, but, and for one, cause I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money, and for the platform, there was only so much you could get, but they were decent cams. And now I do have some HR heads. The HR heads are ported. And I did just recently go to the machine shop, the valves. I got the valves done to make sure that they seal up the way that they're supposed to. He did go ahead and put my cams. So I do have an upgraded set of JWT cams in this now. We do have, I believe, 11 millimeters of lift on the exhaust, as well as 300 degrees of duration. And on the intake, I think we have right around 13 millimeters of lift and like 286 degrees of duration. So we got some fat cams on this thing now. The intake, the Holley high ram intake, is completely custom. The intake itself isn't custom, but fitting it to this block is custom. We do have a adapter plate right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's this black plate right here, which is basically an adapter plate to the lower manifold in order to be able to fit this high ram intake up there. Now, from the guys that I got it from, they have seen as much as 50 horsepower increase up top for some of their cars. I think 50 is the maximum. Normally they end up seeing anywhere between 20 to 30 horsepower increase at the top end, and this car is going to rev out to, right now it revs out to 7,300. I think it's going to end up revving out to close to 8 grand. I'm probably going to try to set it a little bit safe at like 7,800, 7,900. So the high ram intake, custom. We did do the upgraded 75 mil throttle body up here as well as the 6-speed manual swap. And so if you guys come on the inside of the car, it's a little dark in here. Let me see if I can actually turn the, yeah, there we go, there's the flash. It's a little dark in here, but you guys can see I do have a few parts in here just from where I'm working on the car. We do have a 6-speed manual in here now. This car originally came with a 5-speed. Hated that transmission, did not want anything to do with it. Not only did it hamper horsepower, but it was just horrible as far as driving experience. You couldn't really add the amount of power that I added to the engine. After I added that power, like a week later, you know, just pushing the car, the transmission went out. So decided I was going to swap it to a manual. We now have a manual trans, which is freaking awesome. I love it. And I've been driving the absolute hell out of it, just like I should. What else is custom up here? Like I mentioned, we do got the coilovers. One other thing that's a little bit custom that I don't think you guys will be able to see. Actually, if my trunk is open, I can show you guys, but I think my trunk is closed. Yeah, it's closed. I do have a 12-inch subwoofer in the back. So I might end up taking it out. I don't know. I know whenever you're doing this type of stuff, the aim is to be as light as possible. I'm sort of like negating that right now by having the subwoofer in the back. We do plan on getting some race seats for it as well. So if you guys want to see the Sparco seat installed, make sure that you consider subscribing, because I do plan on putting some race seats in here. But everything else, man, it's completely custom. I showed you guys the exhaust. It does shoot flames. If you go to my channel, you can see when I did have the car up and going, some of the stuff I did with it is kept up with a Cadillac CTS-V. It has actually spanked a BMW M3. I did lose to a modified Kia Stinger. That was the only thing. Twin turbo V6s, man. I mean, hey, I am naturally aspirated, but at the same time, it wasn't horrible though. It was a dogfight until he just started pulling on me because of them turbos. But nevertheless, man, real dope. Absolutely love the car, and I'm hoping that in tomorrow's portion of an upload, because I do have a few uploads coming for this build, guys. I'm hoping that in tomorrow's portion of the upload, I can actually have it started. My alternator should be here, and then when the alternator gets here, I can put the radiator in. We do have a Maxima radiator in here. Actually, let me take you guys over here and show you. And this is my Camaro, like I said. I guess I can let you guys look on the inside real quick. You can see clean as can be. It is the SS. We do have the manual. That's the only way to go. You guys already know manual is the only way to go, man. Here is the Maxima radiator. What tires? I got some whack tires up there right now, my boy. I think I got some, I think they're Nexen or something like that. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I got some Nexen tires up there right now. Which I got to do something about tires, man, because I'm just spinning. First and second, just spin. Like if I go to hit it, absolutely no traction. Here's the Maxima radiator, guys. Right now, I'm probably gonna try to, before it gets dark, I'm gonna try to, oh, we got bugs out here, buddy, get off me. I'm gonna try to go ahead and get the vacuum lines ran, and then I do have a 3.5 inch intake. I am gonna have to actually mop this up some way or another, because as you guys can see, when I had the sort of stock intake manifold up there, it worked, but as you guys can see, that's not gonna work with this current setup. So I'm gonna have to figure something out with this setup. I'm thinking I'll probably end up cutting it right around here, and then that should allow me the space to be able to sort of have it like this, similar to this. So I'm gonna cut it right around there, and hopefully it'll fit the way that I want it to. But let me go ahead and get started before it gets dark. Bad news is, when my freaking tripod fell, now I do have more of these mounts. They're just not at this is my parents' house. They're just not at my parents' house. I think I have one at my apartment that's out of town, so I'll have to go get one. But when my tripod fell, my freaking other end of the mount broke, guys. So I can't even sit you guys up here no more. Watching me from Ghana. Hey, man, we got Ghana in the building. I love it, my boy. I love it. Thanks for the support, man. If y'all like the content, if y'all all about cars, you know, just positivity and all that type of stuff, just consider subscribing, buddy. I don't beg people for subscribers because I like engaging. I really like talking to y'all. I really like actually developing some type of relationship with y'all, whether that's in the comment section, if I see you guys at Cars and Coffee, whatever it may be. So the people that subscribe, I want them to really be up here, you know, because they really enjoy me, my personality, and what we got going on. We do have some stuff coming for the Camaro. Now, the Camaro, unfortunately, right now has a blown LS3. That's a whole nother story. If you guys want me to let you guys know about that, tune in to the next live. I might go over it. But basically, ended up getting the car from a dealer, had 48,000 miles on it, drove it a little under 1,000 miles, and the freaking engine blew up. Now I'm going through some litigation, trying to get them to pay for it because it was under warranty. But they're trying to do this weird thing to where they don't have to pay for it, but I'm not rolling with that at all. But whenever we do get a new motor in the Camaro, thinking about going with the 427 LS3. That way we can get that full 7 liters of displacement. This thing will be a beast. This thing will be a beast. you guys know the motorcycle is already a beast, and then we'll be good to go. As far as my dad's car, I will have a quick few videos coming up on that, because the Corvette actually needs a clutch. And so in order to do a clutch job on these, you actually have to drop the transmission and the torque tube in order to actually get to the clutch itself. That's going to be horrible experience. And when I say it needs a clutch, it more or less needs a slave cylinder, because it's hard to engage the clutch right now, because I think the slave cylinder is completely gone on it. So we do have a few videos coming up on that. And I feel like the Impala SS doesn't get enough love, man. This one does have a V8 in it. If you guys are any fan of American cars, you know the Impala SS, maybe not this generation, but the Impala SS as a whole has always been a bit of an iconic car. I hate that we got this generation instead of the iconic one, but nevertheless, you still can't fret with it, man. But let me go ahead, guys. Let me try to get some of this stuff done up here. I hate that I can't put you guys up anymore because of my freaking tripod stand, but I will have my new little part coming out pretty soon. That way I can actually sit you guys up for the live a little bit more often. And if you guys do like this type of stuff, just consider subscribing, and you'll be able to catch the build. And like I said, we're gonna have a startup video. Hopefully, if we don't have any hiccups, hopefully this thing will be starting up within the next few days, and I'll try to drop a video on it this weekend. So if you don't want to miss that, like I said, this thing sounds crazy, it drives crazy, it's freaking quick. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure that you consider subscribing, guys. But just like that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.